Hello everyone, Leslie here. Many of you are asking how to make kombucha at home, and I thought I'd just get on and show you. So here is our batch that we just made. As you can see, there's a really big SCOBY in there, but I wanted to show you that because that's what your basically your jar is going to look like once we put it all together. I've already taken out my SCOBY from our other batch, so I wanted to show this to you. SCOBY is symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. Basically, it is like a probiotic to help clean out that gut flora. But as you can see, there's many layers here, okay? Yours typically, you want to keep it around a ½ inch thick. I have so much SCOBY here, so I am able to share with everyone in this group. If anyone is wanting to make your own kombucha, I've got enough for all of you, okay? So I have my SCOBY here. I also took out about 2 ladlefuls, which is about 2 cupfuls of the old kombucha that I was brewing to put into here. That is going to help with your pH level with your new batch, okay? So I'm going to set this aside. What you need for this is you're going to need a gallon jar, black tea. Black tea is very important that you use black tea, not green tea or anything else, but you can use flavored black tea. We just like to use Lipton, and then possibly use flavoring later, which I'll get to. Cane sugar. Okay, you don't want to use honey because honey has antibacterial components, and you actually want that bacteria. It's a healthy bacteria, which is what's cleaning out your gut. Okay, and then also filtered water. So I have already brewed my bags of tea. I have 12 black teas that I have brewed, and I'm just going to kind of squeeze out some of my tea that's going on here so that if I can, because this is a lot, so I can get all of the tea into my brew, okay? And then I'm just going to pour it into my gallon jar. All right, next I'm going to take 1 cup of sugar, dump it in. You want to make sure that all the sugar dissolves. So I actually added a little more hot water in here before, that way we would make sure to get it to dissolve, okay? While I'm mixing this up, wanted to talk to you about brew time. Typically your brew time will be 3 to 4 weeks in a cool, room temperature, dark place in your home, okay? Now, if you're starting off with a little bit smaller of a SCOBY, this is important, you're probably going to want to brew a little bit longer until your SCOBY is about a ½ inch thick, so maybe like 6 weeks. When you are brewing, basically the longer you brew, the more acidic it'll become. So if you want it a little more sweet, brew a little bit less. If you want it more acidic, which is kind of a vinegary flavor, then brew it a little bit longer, okay? So just making sure that I have, looks like all my sugar has dissolved. So now I'm gonna add in some filtered water that I have here. Okay, all right, and then I'm just gonna put in my SCOBY and add that back into the jar. And this is a really big SCOBY, so it's a little more difficult to get in. Now, your SCOBY will not be that big. We just neglected ours for the last little bit, and so that's why it's so huge. Again, I'd be more than happy to share some with you. All right, and then I just pour the previous kombucha back into my new batch, and that helps with the pH level. Okay, once you have done all this and you have brewed your kombucha for the next 3 to 4 weeks, you can do something called double fermenting. And basically, double fermenting kind of gets you more of those bubbles in there with the CO2. your SCOBY, when you have it in here, it's going to rise to the top and kind of create this seal in here. When it has that seal, you're gonna get air bubbles, and that's where you get the little bubblies in your kombucha. All right, the double fermenting. Once you have done your first round, then you are able to basically fill up your bottles. We use our kombucha bottles. Fill them up to about right here, and then you're going to add in either fruit juice or fruit. There's really lots of different ways you can do this. You're going to want to look up online what is going to work best for you and what you want. But then you double ferment it, and you actually get some really good flavor in there. We've thrown frozen strawberries in, or blueberries. The strawberries actually make really good flavoring. You could do ginger or lots of different things. Okay. Once you have done this, I'm just going to clean off my edge so that I'm ready to put on the top. You want to cover this up with a paper towel and a rubber band so that basically it doesn't get infested with fruit flies or anything like that. It kind of just protects your SCOBY as it brews. I also like to put the date on my paper towel so that I remember when I did my batch, because life gets crazy, and before you know it, 3-4 weeks have gone by and I couldn't remember when I did my batch. So here it is. And once you get that on, then it's ready to just go and sit, and that's it. And then you're able to enjoy a healthy probiotic drink made extremely cheap from home.